How can you help us get our case out of administrative processing? Hi, I'm Jim Hacking, immigration lawyer practicing law throughout the United States, out of our offices in St. Louis, San Diego, and Washington, D.C. In this video, we're going to talk about administrative processing. So this is what happens to people at the embassy when they don't receive their visa right away. So you know the routine. You are trying to bring a family member to the United States. You file an I-130 petition for them. Their I-130 petition gets approved, or it could be a work petition, an I-140 petition, and their I-140 gets approved, and then the case is processed at the National Visa Center. You wait and wait and wait for the case to become what's called documentarily qualified, DQ'd, and then you wait for your spot at the embassy. You wait for your medical exam, you wait for your interview. You finally go to the interview, and for whatever reason, they do not issue you a visa on the spot. They do not issue you a visa 2 weeks later. Instead, they give you a piece of paper, and it says 221G. 221G is administrative processing, and what that means is that the State Department, US DOS, does not feel it has enough evidence or information to approve or reject a visa, so they put it in what's called administrative processing, 221G, and that's the citation to the law that allows them to put you in administrative processing. And people have been known to wait for months and months and even years and years in administrative processing. And we had a comment on our YouTube channel the other day, how can you help my son get out of administrative processing? Hence this video. So one of the things that we like to do is to sue the State Department when people's cases are stuck in administrative processing. The very first time I ever did this was for a young lady from St. Louis. She was here in St. Louis. Her husband was in Pakistan, and he'd been in administrative processing for 2 years. And her name was Shala. And I said, Shala, you should sue them. I'm not sure that it'll work, but I think it will work because I'd done some research and seen that prior lawsuits for administrative processing where someone had had their interview and were being delayed worked. And she said, I don't know. I'm a little bit nervous about suing the State Department. That sounds scary. Maybe let me go talk to my brother. So she went home and talked to her brother. She called me back and said, yeah, we're just going to keep waiting. She came back a year later after 3 years. And I said, listen, it's been 3 years. It's still administrative processing. I think you should go ahead and sue them. And she said, I don't know. I'm going to go talk to my brother. So she went home, talked to her brother again. She said, no. A year later, she came back to see me. Now, this time I was ready for it, and I wanted to try it because, like I said, I hadn't done it before. I hadn't sued the embassies before, and I wanted to see if it would work. So I said, Charlotte, I'm so sure that this is going to work that if you pay the filing fee, you don't have to pay my legal fee unless and until your husband comes to the United States. He was in my office 90 days later, and they paid me right then for representing them. And that's when I knew that you could file suits for administrative processing. The State Department can be dragged into federal court, and you can ask a judge to compel them to issue a decision. Now, we still need their help. We don't want to antagonize them, and it doesn't help to be mean to the State Department. What you want to do is you want to file the lawsuit, and you want to notify them that they have been sued, and they don't want a judge to order them to issue the visa or to finally approve or deny the case. What they want is to be left alone. And so when you sue them, it's really nice because you sue the State Department in Washington, D.C., you sue the embassy in Washington, D.C., you let them know, even though the embassy is overseas, you sue them actually at the Department of State, and you give them notice, and things will start happening pretty quickly. Now, every now and then the government files a motion to dismiss. Most motions to dismiss are filed when there has not yet been an interview. But when there's been an interview, for the most part, these lawsuits have been pretty successful in getting cases unstuck out of administrative processing. So to that commenter on our YouTube channel, the way that we can help is we file a mandamus action and an APA violation action in federal court where you live, asking a federal judge to compel the State Department to complete working on the case, that administrative processing is not a final decision, and that we need your help, Your Honor, to compel this agency that's sitting on its butt to make a final decision. And so usually these cases get wrapped up in about 2 or 3 months, and we've had lots of clients get out of administrative processing, hundreds of clients get out of administrative processing by suing them. So if you are stuck, and if you've tried everything, if you've reached out to the State Department, reach out to the embassy, reach out to the National Visa Center, and those things don't work, try to get a senator involved, didn't work, you might want to give us a call to sue them to try to get a final decision. And if you want to get a hold of us to do that, 314-961-8200, that's our phone number. Our email, info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. we'd love to try to help you with that. If you're just looking for free information, you can subscribe to this YouTube channel. You can turn on the alert button so that whenever we make new videos, you'll get alerted just like you would be for this video. And also, you can join us in our Facebook group. It's called Immigrant Home, and we'd love to have you there. You can talk about the immigration process, ask questions. Lots of people have good information in there, so we'd love to have you join us there too. In the meantime, don't forget to follow us on TikTok at Immigration Hacking. And we have our finally our YouTube live show. I do that 3 or 4 times a week. You can text the word show to 314-470-3300 to get the link to the next time I go live, and you can get in the waiting room and ask me a question for free. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next time.